Pakistan. So let's do the explanation and finish it off with the last part of this chapter of history. So children, in the previous 3-4 classes, we studied about nationalism, how and what were the factors responsible for making of nationalism and the feeling of independent nation. Then in this chapter, we have also studied about the different revolutionaries like Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Chittaranjan Das, Sarojini Naidu, etc. Then when we were studying about the Gandhian era, we discussed how he started with his Satyagraha movement. What were his first movement of where did he start his first movement of Satyagraha? Kheda, Champaran, and everywhere he started. How long it continued and what were the consequences of it. Then we also discussed the Quit India movement, non-cooperation movement, Khilafat movement, Dandi March, and the different various other movements like Simon Commission, which took place in India with the help of Gandhiji. Then, after discussing all those things, we studied about Subhash Chandra Bose and how and why he framed his Indian National Army. So that was the last topic in the previous class, which we were discussing as to how Subhash Chandra formed his Indian National Army. So this is the picture of the Indian National Army formed by Subhash Chandra Bose. Now let's see what were the features of Indian National Army. The Indian National Army was to see action against the Allies, including the British Indian Army in the forest of Arakan, Burma and in Assam, laying siege on Imphal and Kohima with the Japanese 15th Army. So the main motto of the Indian National Army was to see action against the Allies, against the foreigners or against the colonial power. And during the war, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were captured by the Japanese and handed over by them to the Indian National Army. So these islands like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they were captured by the Japanese and then they were handed over by them to the Indian National Army. Then Indian National Army failed owing to disruptive logistics, poor supplies from the Japanese and lack of training. It surrendered unconditionally to the British in Singapore in 1945. Subhash Chandra Bose, however, attempted to escape to Japanese-held Manchuria in an attempt to escape to the Soviet Union, marking the end of the entire Azad Hind movement. So children, Indian National Army too was not successful and finally it was surrendered to the British in Singapore in 1945. Subhash Chandra Bose, however, he tried to escape to the Soviet Union, making the end, and that was the end of his entire Azad Hind movement. So let's see about Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose, he was born on 23rd January 1897 and he died on 18th August 1945. He was an Indian nationalist whose defiant patriotism made him a hero in India, but whose attempt during World War II to rid India of British rule with the help of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan left troubled legacy. The honorific Netaji first applied to Bose in Germany by the Indian soldiers of the Indus region and by the German and Indian officials in the Special Bureau for India in Berlin in early 1942, and was by Izet used widely throughout India. So he was a nationalist who worked hard to rid India from the British rule and with the help of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. And he first applied to Bose in Germany by the Indian soldiers. So he worked hard to free India from the clutches of the Britishers. Then Mahatma Gandhi decided, then came Quit India movement, and later after that. So Mahatma Gandhi decided to begin a new phase of movement against the British. While the Second World War was going on, Gandhiji urged the people. So while the Second World War was going on, Gandhiji requested the people either to do something or to die. And Gandhiji and several other leaders, they were arrested. And nevertheless, the movement spread. Peasants and youths, they participated in the movement in large numbers. Symbols of state authority were attacked all over the country. Telephone lines were cut off. People set up their own governments in many areas. So this was the time period, children, when Quit India movement started. He requested the people, the common people of India, irrespective of their age, either to do something for India or to die for India. Then the people in large number, they participated in the movement, and people, they tried to set up their own governments in many areas. The British responded with severe repression. By the end of 1943, over 90,000 people were arrested and around 1,000 were killed in police firing. But the Raj had to finally concede the ground. So this is the picture of Quit India movement. As the name suggests, Quit India means just to leave India and go away from here. So it's clearly visible from the picture that so many people from all over the country, they participated in this movement. And till that time, the people had become quite concerned that now the time has come to get India free from the colonial power. Now India was moving towards independence and even partition, demand for separate nation. In the 1940, the Muslim League moved a resolution to demand independent states for the Muslims in the northeastern and western areas of the country. From the late 1930s, the League began to visualize the Muslims as a separate nation from the Hindus. This notion escalated the tension between some Hindu and Muslim groups in the 1920s and 30s. Furthermore, the results of the provincial elections of 1937 apparently convinced the League and that Muslims were a minority. So children, this concept of the separate nation, it started from the 1920s and 1930s, and there some Muslims and Hindus, they were of the notion that there should be a separate state for the Muslims. Then the League feared the Muslims would have play second fiddle in any democratic structure in the future. Then they they had a fear that as the Muslims are in minority, then they might not get any democratic structure in the future. The Congress rejection to form a joint Congress League government in the United Provinces in 1937 further annoyed the League. The Congress somehow failed in mobilizing the Muslims in the 1930s. So now, children, the Congress too failed in uniting the Muslims with the Indians. This allowed the League to widen its support base. At the end of the war in 1945, the British facilitated negotiations between the Congress, the League, and themselves for the independence of India. The League persisted with its demand for Pakistan. So, anyhow, the Muslim League was not ready to participate with the Congress in this Indian independence, but finally they decided that they too want the independence of India and persisted and insisted that there is demand for Pakistan too for the Muslims. Sarojini Naidu, so children, this is Sarojini Naidu with Mahatma Gandhi during the time of Salt Satyagraha. This we have previously studied in our last class. Satyagraha, Gandhiji started with his Dandi march from Sabarmati ashram and went and lifted a handful of salt and broke the salt law in the year 1930. Then came the cabinet mission. In March 1946, a 3-member cabinet mission was sent to Delhi to suggest suitable framework for independence in India. The mission suggested a loose confederation with some autonomy for Muslim majority areas, but the Congress and the Muslim League could not agree to specific details of the proposal. So, children, a 3-member cabinet commission was sent to Delhi to make a suitable framework for independent India, and the mission suggested a loose confederation with some autonomy for Muslim majority areas. But the Congress and the Muslim League, they were not agree on any of the proposals. After the failure of the cabinet mission, the Muslim League decided on mass agitation for winning its Pakistan demand. It announced 16th August 1946 as Direct Action Day. Riots broke out in Calcutta on this day. The riot lasted for several days, in which thousands of people were killed. The violence spread to different parts of North India by March 1947. So, children, as there was no joint acceptance on the cabinet mission, so thus the cabinet mission failed, and the Muslim League decided on mass agitation, mass demand for winning its separate state, that is Pakistan. And the violence spread to different parts of North India by March 1947. And finally, partition turned into a reality, and 2 new nations, India and Pakistan, were born. So, children, this is the map of India after the independence, that is in the year 1956. So that's all for today. I hope the whole chapter is quite clear to you, as many of the things we have studied in the previous class also. Finally, go through the chapter once and more and mark all the important points of all the movements. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.